So I want to share with you something that's happened in my group teaching session this last week on Thursday, which I thought was really cool. And actually, the student involved, it inspired me to want to make this video. Just a bit of background. Obviously, we're teaching music or teaching anything. You're often seen as the leader and the person that's driving the learning sort of thing. That's quite often the case because, particularly working with beginners, they're relying on you to provide the music and guide them through it, and it's seen as a one-way kind of process. So it's really nice when you can learn something from a student as well. In this case, I have learned a little riff. It's only a simple riff, but it's one that I haven't previously played, and it was quite a bit of fun to do it, and I thought it would be something to share because it's something that you might want to have a go at just for a bit of your own fun. So, set the scene. I'm in a group environment, community centre. It's actually a church hall, so it's not a one-on-one lesson. I'm basically going around tuning up the guitars, getting my music ready, things like that, just getting ready to teach. And the other students are, tuning up, getting ready, that type of thing. So we're all basically in one room. It's quite busy. So I'm doing what I'm doing, and out of the blue, I hear one of my students sat across the room playing this. I recognised it immediately as the AC/DC track, Thunderstruck, and the cool thing about it was actually that I went straight over because I recognised it because I'm into the rock music. The guy was playing it on acoustic, but it sounded fine. It was in time. It sounded clean, at about that kind of speed. So what happened? He'd gone out sort of between lessons. It wasn't something that we'd worked on. He'd looked on, I think it was probably on the internet sites. He likes the sound of that particular bit and decided to have a go at it, which is fantastic. I always encourage that. It's not, don't just take your learning from one source. If you ever want to try something, I always encourage just have a go at it. What's the worst that can happen? You can either play it or not play it. And if you practice more, you'll probably be able to play it. So I thought that was really cool of him to go out and actually do that and take a little bit of control of his own learning, which is fantastic. The other thing that I thought was really cool with this student in particular, he used to play a little bit years ago, and he's had a break for, I think, as he described it, 30 or 40 years from playing, and he's only recently come back to playing in the last few weeks or so. So he's obviously put a lot of effort into this, and he did a really great job of performing it, and that was really nice to see because obviously when you're teaching, you want to see your students getting better and better and better and better. My job basically is to put myself out of a job. I want them to get to the level where they don't need help from me. They can go and do their own thing because that's what it's all about. So it's fantastic to see him going out, learning his own thing, and also performing it, what I thought really well. Obviously, that's not full tempo speed for the song, but given the circumstances, I thought it was a fantastic effort. But the inspiration from that, to share this with you, because there's a couple of techniques that cropped up when we was discussing it. Now, I just played it as he played it. I was playing it all with down picking. And the first thing that I noticed, because I've heard the song before, is I thought there's no way that you'd ever get it up to tempo, unless you're a very, very, very fast picker, and I can't do it, be able to play that riff at the song speed just using down picking. So that was the first thing that sprung into my mind. So I suggested to him, and he's never tried this before, the technique of alternate picking. So obviously picking down, then up, down, then up, down, then up. It's a bit like buy one, get one free and you're picking. If you're just picking down, you're going to have to move your pick back up anyway so that you're in the position to pick down again. So if you strike the string on the way back up, you're getting that extra note for free. It does take some practice. It does take some coordination to be able to do it, but by the end of the morning it'd been practicing what I told him to do with the alternate picking, and he wasn't perfect, but he was getting the grasp of it, and he understood the benefit of doing it, which I think was again a credit to him. We spent a short time playing, but he went and took that away and decided to practice it himself. and try and improve his own playing. So it was a really, really nice, rewarding session from my point of view. So I thought I'd share that with you, the alternate picking. The other technique that this is an example of is something known as using a pedal tone. Now, that's nothing to do with effects pedals. You might see guitar players on the floor stomping on effects pedals. What I mean by a pedal tone is by using a single consistent note that's played in between other notes. So in this example, in this AC/DC song, the pedal tone is the open B string. The other notes I play those notes I'm actually fretting with my fretting hand, and in between every single one of those notes there's an open B string played. So I'm playing a fretted note followed by an open B string. That's the pedal tone technique. So he's using two different techniques there in one with this riff, so it'd be a good opportunity for me to explain it. If you want to have a go at the riff, I probably don't even need to put the tab really, it's super simple. The first part, there's a few parts to it, but the bit that I've just played, the first part to it, I'm using, this is all on the B string as well. I'm going to play the 4th fret on my B string, then an open B string, then the 7th fret on my B string, then an open B string. And then all I do is move that entire thing up just 1 fret. So I'm playing my 5th fret and my 8th fret with an open B string in between each one. So it's good fun, great to have a go at. It sounds brilliant on an electric guitar with distortion. You can do it on an acoustic guitar and a clean sound. You can still do it for exercise. If you just want to play it for fun, down picking works fine at your own speed. If you do have any plans to try and get it up to anywhere near the song speed, I would strongly suggest you at least think about using the alternate picking technique. I'm picking down, up, down, up, down, up. Think of a clock ticking. Like that, you can see my, I'm exaggerating, obviously I'm not going to move my hand that much. But that's the alternate picking action that I'm going to use to be able to achieve that speed. If you do it, I'll start to try and build the speed up a little bit. So you can see that still looks like I'm doing quite a bit of work. That's with alternate picking. I don't think I'll be able to play that at that speed using just down picking. As ever, there is a cheap method to it if you want to get the speed without the hard work. And I think even the guitar player that did it sometimes uses it live, maybe playing outdoor shows, hands are a bit cold or whatever, and that's using pull-offs. So basically I'm only going to pick the fretted notes and then pull off and let the B string ring. You can see I'm not doing as much picking there because I'm only picking half the notes. Don't worry about which technique you use, don't worry about how fast you play it. Have a go at it, try and get it in time and try and get it clean. Hope you enjoy.